One of the key things when we talk about major fixed costs, obviously for a lot of businesses, that finance or interest, especially for those who have grown and taken on debt and expanded in some capacity over the years, really managing that. And I guess it comes back to, when we talk about being informed, being a really strong, presenting a strong case around your business's strengths to the bank, I think it commands a level of respect where banks then understand that this business isn't a business that we can just, that doesn't understand their operation, doesn't understand their strength. It's really one that's informed. It knows its strengths and weaknesses. And really, you can then make sure that you are getting a competitive interest rate from your finance provider. Because there is a massive difference out there. The spread between rates and banks can get out of whack very, very quickly. And when it's one of your biggest costs in the business, really making sure that your business is paying a reasonable rate relative to the risk and exposure that they present can be a massive difference. I've seen up to 1.5% differences in clients, which when you're borrowing $1, $2, $5, $10 million, it can add up quite significantly. So just making sure you're presenting that good information, being really, really informed, and making sure that then the finance partner in your business, bank, broker, otherwise, making sure they're working for you and making sure they're treating you, commercial within the realms of where rates are.
I think it's you're right there from the perspective of presenting yourself in the best light. Because at the end of the day, the bank's making a risk decision to be able to lend the money to start with, but then that also drives the interest rate that they're charging. So if you're presenting your business in the best light you can with the lowest risk profile to the bank, they're going to be offering you the sharper rate you get. So it's really about being strategic about how you present yourself to the bank, what you provide to them, showing the best lights, your business in the best light, so that when they make the decision, yes, we can lend the money, but two, what rate we're going to do it at, they're going to be doing it at a competitive rate because they really know this is a business they want to be dealing with. It's a low risk to them.
It's really about giving the bank confidence as a partner. They're a big part of a business. Not many people can farm without a bank. At the end of the day, it's no different to me lending you money, and you're better for it than you are. So I'll be more likely to go give you it. You know what I mean? It's pretty simple, really. But they're a big part of a farm business, and you've got to have a good relationship with your bank because you're going to need them in the tough times to support you. And to give them the confidence, like what you're saying, you've got to deliver the business in the best possible light so that they want to back you and they want to be supporting you in the good times and bad.
And I've heard time and time again, being in this role to reviews with clients, like time and time again, we hear about how good it is to walk into that review meeting and almost flip the conversation around. This is a review for our business, not a bank saying we've got to review your business. Let's review our facility. Let's make sure it's set up right for the business. Here's our report that has everything that they need and look for. And it's you guys have commented that the bank's eyes light up when they see a report we produce because it does tick all the boxes that they're looking for. Around where's the business at, what does it need, and how can we get it sorted quickly and efficiently for everyone involved.
But you find that the discussion they have with the bank is better because they're not getting bogged down in information that not that it's not important, but it's been covered because our reports are giving the bank a large part of the information they need. So they're not wasting time on dealing with that information. They've already got it. They're taking that information and going to another level with it. And I think the outcomes from that are going to be really powerful for the customer and also for the bank because they're going to have a deeper understanding of the business sometimes before they even meet with the client because they've read the report. So there's real value in that.
Well, there's also, and I know from the banking experience myself, knowing that a client is working with someone independently that's helping them to look at their business, analyse their business and improve their productivity and profitability, actually from a bank gives you a lot of confidence that they're actually on the right track and they're listening to that advice, which again just presents the farming business in a far better light again because the bank knows that they've got some confidence, and which at the end of the day will get you a better outcome and a better rate at the end of the day.
And when you talk about the margins in farming, everywhere you sort of feel it, you can feel that squeeze coming through. And I guess, making sure we're trying to maximise or reduce the cost where we can, not to say we're trying to, get it down to rock bottom, but it's really making sure you're paying a reasonable rate relative to the risk of your business. And as you said, Greg, it's really important to present that really strong case and to flip the whole conversation back around. Let's review the business today, as you said, Drew, as well, that strategic piece.
Yep.
not get bogged down in the mundane parts that can be overwhelming and all-consuming in that. Let's focus on how can the bank be a partner in the business? How can we set those facilities up to make sure they're set up for the business, just because that's how they've always been set up.
And the decision-making of that too sort of changes a bit from going to the bank, relying on, is this going to be a credit approved or not, do we do it? It's almost having that decision made before you go to the bank. So like what you were saying, Dan, spinning it around a bit, going, look, we know we've gone through the numbers, we've decided this is the right thing to do for our business, and do you want to be part of it? We need you to be part of it, but instead of going around the other way where it's only going to happen if the bank says yes, it's almost, we've decided this is good, we know we can do it, do you want to be part of it? And then that sort of empowers the customer a bit to go, well, we're making the decision here. We're in control of it. Yes, we understand we have to work with the bank, but the bank's not making the decision for us.
The bank's not dictating it.
No.